Listen, you can't be somebody that you're not. If anybody tries to tell you that you can be anything you want, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. My name is Doug Dame, and your mistaken identity may be causing you trouble and stunning your personal and your professional growth. You might be holding back from a better life because you're mistaken about your true potential, or you're mistaken about your attitude towards yourself, or you're mistaken about some beliefs that you have. So here's a daily tip from my book, Mistaken Identity, to help you let go of what's holding you back so you can stop hiding and start living. I want to share a personal insight with you today. It's a kind of a revelation that really profoundly shaped my understanding of self-acceptance. And this revelation is about the struggle of trying to be somebody you're not. So for most of my life, I was really caught in a struggle. I was trying to be somebody I wasn't. I was trying to fit into molds that weren't meant for me, trying to live up to expectations that weren't even mine. I was told, like, many of us, you can be or do anything you want. But I've come to realize that the statement, although it's well-intentioned by people, it's not actually entirely true. As a young person growing up in a very violent, abusive, alcoholic home, being sexually abused at the age of 13 through 15, being kidnapped, stuck in drugs and alcohol, failing in relationships, all of my life, listen, it's no wonder that I had a mistaken identity and I had some real distortion and real confusion around expectations placed on me. Because what I was witnessing and what I was enduring, man, oh man, it was really, really messed up. And then you carry that forward as an adult, and you try to figure out how to just be yourself and do well in life. I was trying to do well in business. I was trying to do well in relationships, although I was terrible at them. I had no model for fatherhood, husbandhood, marriage, how to treat people, honest, open relationships. None of that. I had none of that experience whatsoever. So of course, I was just trying to become better, and I'm trying to meet everybody else's expectations because my expectations were screwed up. I had this bar set for me, and then I got sucked into trying to get ahead in business with this idea, this concept that I was hearing, through personal and professional development and growth and business training, all these things. You can be anybody that you want, Doug. Yeah, I can be anybody I want. Well, that's not true. And so the truth is, we need to understand, accept who and what we are, and take a look at both our strengths and our limitations. We can only succeed at something within reason. Now, somebody in the self-help space might say, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I do. The reason, within reason, is within the confines of your strengths and abilities and who you actually are. And so, if you're trying to live up to these expectations and, trying to be somebody you'll never be, you can't be, you're going to have a hard time, and you're going to give yourself a hard time. So we need to really, rather than trying to fix ourselves and try to be somebody else, we have to be ourselves. What we have to do, we have to embrace our unique selves, our unique journeys, our gifts, our potential. We can't be or do anything we want if it's not aligned with who we truly are. So you might be struggling, I was for a long time, just in this constant conflict and struggling and just, not sure what I should be doing or who should I be and what should I do and what's my purpose and what's my calling, and all these confusing questions. And the reason I struggled a lot was because I was so confused, obviously from where I came from, but I was confusing myself with questions and trying to figure out what's wrong with me that I can't be anybody that I want to be. Well, I can't be anybody I want to be. I can only be myself. And I remember countless times I tried to be somebody else, especially in relationships. I pretend to be somebody I wasn't just to attract people based on a facade. This led to a lot of pressure and worry because I wasn't going to be able to live up to their expectations or what I thought their expectations were. Certainly I couldn't live up to mine. I was constantly afraid they might, discover my true identity, and I'd have to take off the mask, and then, they'd leave me. So I'd leave before they found that out, which was all just crap. And finally, I decided I'm going to stop trying to be somebody that I'm not. And it's a hell of a lot easier to be yourself than striving and struggling and straining to be somebody that you're not. In my book, That's the chapter. It's easier to be yourself. And I talk about a great essay by Thomas Troward, and it was called Yourself. And he said that it's just a hell of a lot easier to be yourself. So if you find yourself struggling to be somebody you're not, remember, it's a lot easier to be yourself. Understand who you are, accept your strengths and limitations, embrace your unique self. Don't try to fit into molds that aren't meant for you or placed on you by other people. Don't live up to expectations that aren't yours. Be yourself, because you are enough just as you are. But you might have this mistaken identity that's knocking you off track. So if you're struggling to figure this out, it's a case of mistaken identity. And my book, it'll help you let go of these mistaken beliefs so you can enjoy your life more. And when you free yourself from your mistaken identity, you feel better about yourself, and everything in your life gets better. And make no mistake, you deserve better. If you haven't got my book yet, get it. It literally is a 30-day system for letting go of all this junk, all these things that you inherited, all the things that are causing you to doubt yourself and not like yourself and question yourself and cause you to make mistakes or creating conflict in yourself. You'll discover your true self very, very quickly. So click the link in the email, go to dougdane.com, get the book, and if I can help you, I'd love to talk to you. Have a great day.